Hello everybody, Kate Crane here. Today I'm going to be playing with the DuraLar Clear Film. This is a really beautiful weight film to layer up in your art journals or any of your crafty projects. So this is the purple cover DuraLar Clear Film. I'm going to be using a regular Sharpie, but also some Sharpies in colour and also a variety of stencils. I've put some card down on my workplace. This is purely so that you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to start with this Marks stencil. So this has got a variety of crosses, little marks, little circles and so on. Very useful kind of mixed media marks for art journals. All I'm doing here is drawing through the gaps. This is an incredibly soothing activity. You can fill a whole page, you can fill more than one page, and you will have so much material here to chop up and layer onto your mixed media projects. I'm using a regular Sharpie. I think you could do this in alcohol markers too. And I'm just going to lift that to show you how it looks so far. Sometimes I find I might want more than just one area like this. I find this one with the stripes incredibly useful. And I'm just going to move the stencil along. I'm going to line that one up there. If you don't want it to look too uniform when you're repeating, you can start in the centre there. And then you'll find there's a bit of variation in those stripes. I'm changing to a different stencil. This one has larger floral design on it. So rather than background marks, I might use something like this more as a feature. Got any gaps, I like to go back in and fill it in, make use of every little bit of space. You can of course always just do outlines. If you find some areas have smudged a little bit, just go back in with your pen. It's really easy just to neaten those up and really effective. I've got a bit of space here. I don't want to waste a single bit of space. I'm going to go in now and freestyle with my own little marks. They don't have to be perfect, so I'm going to cut it up anyway. And there I have a whole page of marks to use in my mixed media projects. But sometimes I want a bit of colour. Sharpies of course come in a whole range of colours, as do your regular alcohol markers. And I have two ways of doing this, so sometimes I just like the colour on its own. So here I have a Sharpie but with a fine point. I've put my base colour in, I've chosen a pink, and now this fine Sharpie is just going to create an outline. You may be wondering if you can use different pens to do something like this. Yes, you can, but you will get a different look. So here I've got some Posca paint pens. So when you're using something like a Sharpie, it dries transparent. If you use a paint pen, it's opaque. The question is then, what do you do with these when you've finished creating them? Well, they are great for layering on something like Kraft where everything really shows up. They're also great for layering over background. So I've got lots and lots of prints that I've made previously, as I'm sure you have. And if you've got something like a stamped image, you can start to layer things up. One of the advantages is if you are stamping in black on your finished project or your background, you get one chance to get it right. If you cut it out and stick it on, it works every time. You can also stitch. I tend to use a bit of general purpose glue and quite often stitch as well. Sews through it absolutely fine. You can see all of my layers now added to this tag. I've got my Posca paint pen here, I've got the Sharpies, the Sharpie through the stencil, and just my final star I've added there, and I'm going to add a few layers just to finish off, a little bit of gold maybe, some Stickles, and that will be it. Thank you so much for watching.